Good evening, everybody. So, in tonight's stream, we are going to be racing against the AI at 100% opponent skill and 100% opponent aggression. Just to see how we get on, really. So, we're going to be starting at the back. Brandon, how are we doing, mate? Welcome to the stream. So just pretty much going through opponent skill on 100, opponent aggressiveness on 100, 1 hour races with a 10-minute pit window. I don't really know about fuel currently. I may have to just go and wing that. So for the first race we're going to be at the Hungaroring, and we're just going to be in the McLaren. I find that the best suited car for me. Someone is feeling mighty brave. Well, if you don't try, you don't know. So we've just got to give it a go and see how we get on. So let's just get into it and see how it actually goes. So right, let's set up. Oh, I can't see the temp. That's awkward. Give me a second. Okay, 31 degrees. So we'll just load this one. So it's only half an hour. We're going to throw 60 litres in. And we can adjust on the fly. Tyres will need changing, so I need to sort that. 26.1, 26.5. Because we don't want to be going. Kevin, how is it going, mate? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's not going too bad today. Obviously, we're just gonna set the pit stop up, and then we'll get into it. So we're going from the back. 25.7, 26.2. And just seeing how far we can get up the field, really. So best time in my practice was 5th in the practice I did, and then yeah, for the second race might be interesting. I'm not as quick there, but we'll see how we get on. Watch the start do because we'll be flying over it. Yes, I have done a few practice starts on this. Just want to check. Yeah, that's all set. Alright then. Well, so let's just get into it.
Go in double file.
Oh, I wonder if... No, not brakes, driver. That'll do. Start. Here we go then, 100% AI, 100% aggressiveness, starting at the back in P27. Lots of cars in front of us. We're in the 138 at Zandvoort, yeah, good going. That is nice. Zandvoort is a tricky little track, to be fair. It's a lot of fun. Jackson, how we doing, mate? Welcome to the stream. Just in time for the start of the race for Hungaroring at 100%. I'm going to get squeezed out, got to find me a space. There will do. Gently does it, up to 17, 10 places, that'll do. So we've done a bit of practice around here earlier on today. Managed to get like 5th place in practice, but over 1 lap is easy enough. Keeping it throughout the race is another thing, with everybody going off and doing whatever the AI want to do, but just got to settle into it and yeah, see how we get on. Not do anything stupid. Main thing about race starts is just being patient. The race will settle down.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Just got to find your groove. That Ferrari's not going to do a dive, is he? Sit in the middle of the track, cover it off. So yeah, going to be an interesting hour. But should give it a good amount of time, and we've got a 10-minute pit stop window as well, so that could shake it up a little bit in this hour race. That's a bit over that curve. Snoodles, welcome to the stream, mate. How you doing? So 1 lap down in P17. I hate this T1. There's no marker or anything for your braking point there that I can find. Gives me a good reference, just all guessing. So not a fan of T1, all that curb on that corner there, that'll just upset the car wicked. Oh, I've got to try and stay with these, start making some moves, try and move forward as best we can. Without pushing too hard. The last thing we need to do is spin it, put it at the back and have a bit of a lonely race. So we've got to run on this Aston now.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Nice. 1 down. Let's see about this Honda. One of the big things about, like, when you're just getting into like racing and doing like just racing the AI, it's just kind of like you just want to always move forward at the earliest opportunity. I always find that, you know, just waiting a few laps, find out where you're quicker. Like against that Mercedes, didn't force the issue, didn't go for a massive lunge, and then the opportunity just presented itself to us, and that's when we pounced. Curb. Scary, that curb. So easy to lose the back end if you hit it. We've still got good pace compared to the cars around us. Not the easiest track to overtake on, but we'll be getting our chances. Come on, rip up. Have another look down here.
Clear on the left.
He was just held round me around the outside, then I couldn't come out over the track to block it off. It seems like it's settled in quite nicely. Our attempts are looking okay, probably do going up a few clicks on the rears. One thing that we will have to remember is fuel at the pit stop, because I haven't told it to add any fuel because I don't know how much we'd need. But we've got 50 litres on 20 laps, that should be enough to get us halfway, I hope.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
A little nudge from the Honda there. unfortunate. Not great. Alright then. If that is how it's going to be. Alright, let's try and get back onto these now. A little disappointed, we kept it nice and clean at the start. Yeah, they're not, I mean you can race them, but yeah, they don't hold back. I did go a little bit wide, so the opportunity was there. But it's like with any racing game really, you're the one who always comes off worse. He nudged me round and just carried on. I'll get onto the straight to read that. The aggression is really not well done at 100. They go for gaps that don't exist. I mean, the gap was there on me. I went wide and then cut in. He was already, wasn't alongside, but his nose was there. So it's just a racing incident really. I mean, if I would have held a tighter line, the space wouldn't have been there. But I just went a bit wide, but it's done now. We can still see the cars in front. We should be able to close up. And it gives us time to get into some faster laps. For me, the aggression sweet spot is around 80. I haven't really played much with the aggression. Depends on, you know, if 80 is good, just keep running it. It's finding that where they'll go for moves that are there and not the ones that aren't, so I just thought, sod it, we'll go 100, 100 and see what happens. But out of all the race starts that I've done, just to kind of practice this, that was the cleanest one I've seen. Yeah, I've covered up all my things. I think my SA is at like 79. That's really late. That GT World sign is not the breaking point. There's a nice cluster of cars ahead. Just hope that we can dispatch them fairly quick. Get back up through the order a little bit. A little bit wide. That's the thing, it's like if we fell off too much at like 5-6 seconds, that's a lot of time to gain back. A couple of seconds though, when you've got something to, when you see the pack in front of you and you're chasing, then you've got a reference. But if you're just getting glimpses of them before they go around the corner, it can be a little bit like, and then the next lap you've lost them. It's a bit harder work. I always like being able to see what I'm chasing and having that visual reference. I mean, probably taken about a second out this lap. Which isn't too bad. What are they doing? 147s, we're on 146. I know the leaders are in like the 144s. my quickest lap time here is a 1:45.0. The top guys are still out of reach. But that's another reason why I set it kind of to an hour, expecting something like this. At least we've got time to answer back. Hold it. I think sometimes you've just got to try. You know, I wasn't expecting to come in here and just waltz through the field, but it's nice to just go, I wonder where I am compared to 100 AI. I mean, we were running P16, briefly up I think into P15 before we got the spin. And we were still looking to move forward. Just got the braking a bit wrong. So, I mean, we were what, 3-4 seconds behind? It's taken us a few laps, but we'll be on the back of these soon and starting to make moves. Just don't jinx another race before. As long as I don't do anything silly myself, I think we'll be okay. Get back into some fights. But I get more annoyed if I make a mistake and spin out rather than being spun out by someone else. Like, especially the AI, if it's against another real world player, then there's frustration, but you can't change it once it's happened. Yeah, you can be as mad as you want, but the result's still going to be the same at the end of the day. It's just nice that we're gaining and not being dropped. Even that is a win really for me on 100%. Or at least round here we're quite comfortable in catching. Other tracks we might not be so fortunate. Now look at P1, he's already pulled away from the pack. Not even like, he's gone, P1. The purpose of setting the AI so high is just an experiment. You know, how do I compare to the best AI in the game? Where do I fall in that grid? You know, I don't expect to be up there in P1, but that's a bit wide. So if we didn't get spun out and we finished the race P8, you know, on 100% AI, P8 is good going. It's just all about learning your pace, and you know, do you want to sit there racing against the AI that you know wherever you start from you're gonna win? It's like, what are you gaining from putting the time into that level? like putting the time in here, they're racing at a decent pace. The aggression's set, so if I make the smallest of mistakes and leave the door open, they're going to go for it. So I'm learning defense. I'm learning where are good places to overtake on these tracks, so that when we go multiplayer racing, you're like, okay, I know I can brake a little bit later here than usual. I know if I brake too late here, I'm going to run wide and leave the door open, so I'll brake a little bit earlier and cover people off in the defence. Just all about your track knowledge. It's like you're racing around with AI that are too scared to dive in. You know, it doesn't matter if you leave that door open, the AI aren't going to dive for it. Whereas when you're in multiplayer races, that gap is being taken. And if you're not expecting it and you turn in, like we did with the Honda, then someone spun round, bad words are said, and it could have just been avoided by, you know, either being more aware of what could potentially happen because of just practicing against the AI on a difficulty level that actually kind of pushes you. And getting used to being patient behind people and not doing that dive bomb. It's usually the dive bombs that get you in the most trouble. It's also good for online practice. Yeah, definitely. Kev is definitely up there. I mean, nothing beats.
Car on the left.
That was a bit of a send. Nothing beats just getting on and racing against people. But they could be more ruthless than
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
what you're expecting. It's wide again there, come on. And it's like learning when you're close following somebody, your braking points obviously move back. Otherwise, if you're just focused on, oh, I brake at the start of this curb, 9 times out of 10 you'll end up going into the back of the driver in front. Yeah, unless there's a clear opportunity to get side by side, your braking distance moves at least a car length back. And that way, oh, that's wide. That's my best opportunity, that is to overtake down here, I think. You know, once you're close to someone, you've got to be moving your braking points back. You know, yeah, you might be slower going into the corner, but if you get it right, you can get on the power a bit earlier, pull a bit more speed out, and use that then to get alongside for the next one. Man, it's holding us up massive, 1.3 seconds slower. We're now lapping in the 147s as well.
Car on the left.
That's late, that's really late.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
All this fight is just letting that the Ferrari in front pull away as well. This is not the place.
Clear on the left.
Got him though. The assets are each running experience more player events. I just want a challenge in while I'm racing single player. When I'm racing like on my own, it's very easy to get complacent with racing AI that you can comfortably, you know, dive bomb into every corner and get ahead of. So slow, what are you doing? So I've set it this high just to see where it is. I mean, it might be. Oh, that's late as well. Come on, what are you doing?
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
It's just about finding out what sort of pace you can do compared to the AI, and when you're like 3-4 tenths slower than the top guys, or if you're 2 tenths quicker than P1, then just start at the back of the grid and go for it. Because I find that the higher the AI and the AI is, the gaps between each driver come down. So like your top 10 could be split by like half a second. So if you like get yourself into that gap, everyone around you is capable of lapping at your pace, so then you're going to have good races. Whereas if you're lapping 3 tenths quicker than everybody on that track, it's just going to be a case of you driving through the field and running away with it. I always like to get some sort of benefit from it, whether it's consistency in my lap times, you know, and racing against AI that you have to maintain a decent pace, so that every lap has to be about the same, so that you can gain and not be caught by the driver behind, and you can gain from the car in front. And I'm just driving too casually at the minute. That's my problem. Alright, let's pick up the pace a little bit. Effectively what we've been doing is fuel saving, really. You know, we've done 146s. Right, let's get our head down a little bit. Catch this Ferrari. Oh, there's warning 1. So how beneficial is getting everything spot on and keeping on top of the league group? I mean, if you can lap consistently, then you can stay with them. So that's the biggest benefit of it all, is actually being in the fight all race, dealing with the pressure from cars behind, doing defensive driving whilst trying to attack. You know, it's all well and good being able to go, oh, I could do a 144.5 round here. That's all well and good, but when you've got somebody who's right on your tail, someone who's right in front of you that's really good at defensive driving, that 144 means nothing. You know, whereas if you can just do the consistent laps, that guy that's trying to do these 144.5s in front of you, and isn't used to having a crowd around him, just gonna wilter under the pressure, and then that position's yours, and you're just moving on up. Being able to lap consistently is more important than being able to do one lap fast. You know, if you can get laps within 2-3 tenths of each other, that's a win. If we go for it now, can we leapfrog the Ferrari? 7 minutes 50 left. Before we've got to come in and pit. Clear track in front of us, 20 litres of fuel. That means I only need to put in probably about 25 litres. Because we started the race at 60. Wicked bit of snap oversteer there. I thought I was in the wall. Stop riding on curbs. So wouldn't it be prudent and try this online to get experience to those challenges in the Imperial Logic Racing AI? It depends on whether you want the like, okay, so multiplayer is great, but the likelihood of you being spun out while trying to learn everything is a lot higher. Then you start getting frustrated, then you start driving frustrated, then you start driving worse, and then you're blaming the guy that touched you and span you out when it could have been your error. But it's never easy blaming yourself. So why did that guy turn in on me while I was going 30 kilometers quicker for the corner? You know, it's like, it's easy to point blame at everybody, but you know, if you could save the whole replays, then you know, you could then sit there and evaluate and go, yeah, okay, I was going too quick for that corner, especially as I was on the inside line, that gap was always going to close. In the spur of the moment, it's hard to like assess everything, and your snap decision is usually, I'm right, I was in the right, that guy shouldn't have turned in, he should have given me the space, you know. Or you can just come here, do races on a level that you find good. I mean, what's to say you're not going to get in a multiplayer race and everyone's just going to drive off away from you? So it's like, so then you're not learning anything apart from you've turned your multiplayer race session. Did not need that. You just changed your multiplayer race session into a hot lap session. So it's, It's good to do it online, yes. Is it guaranteed online? No. Can you get a similar thing offline? Yeah. So, I mean, if you jump into a lobby with 7 people and they're all run away from you, it's not exactly good learning. Let's set this up. I'm going to need more than 25 litres. I've got 15 litres in the tank. And then we're going to need 40, 45 we'll go for just to be safe. $45 litres, swap drivers, repair a little bit of damage, that'll be fine. Some people don't like online because have the headers out there. Stop, turn off. Let's catch up. Some people don't like online because of the headers out there. So race night is a nice bit. I mean, I think it depends on what you get from your multiplayer racing. If you get into a lobby and it's full and you get into a group of about 5 or 6 cars and you're battling for positional race, amazing, great, that's exactly what you want. But to get that is very, very difficult. I see, when you're racing the AI, mindset comparing AI to multiplayer racing. So if you go into the race and you think of, oh, we've come out worse from that, and you think of every AI character is a human person, you are racing against, you know, a person online. You know, just because they're the AI, Jesus Christ. So what? So what? A name in the bottom corner changes. It's the same car. Most of them have the same paintwork on. It's just a name in the bottom corner, and you know you're racing against somebody else. I mean, I don't want to take the AI out as much as I don't want to take another player out. It's your mindset when you're racing. You know, oh, it's just the AI, it doesn't matter. But everything you do to get better matters. And with the mindset of it's just the AI, it doesn't matter, then it's not going to get any better. And then when you do get to that, oh my god, I'm racing against people, oh my gosh, I don't want to hit anybody, then you get nervous, then your lap times start suffering because you're on edge, you're too tight, you know, all that comes into play. They just look at the AI as if I'm in a multiplayer race, and currently I'm being smashed. Didn't use I set the tyre pressures up before, not the fuel. I mean, the AI is a great tool. If you get the AI difficulty setting right, it's a great tool to learn everything you need to start wheel-to-wheel racing with people. And not also that, the AI, when you get them set up right, are quick. If you set them so they're a little bit quicker than you are, and try and follow the AI, brake where they do, turn in where they do, and then you can be like, oh, hold on a minute, I'm now found 3/10 over a lap, and I can do that consistently. And then you just rinse and repeat. You know, the AI is a great tool for learning. You know, they may take a different line into a corner, they may trail brake into a corner that gets them like half a second up the next straight. And you just mimic that, and all of a sudden you're 2-3 tenths quicker just on one straight alone. The AI are a great tool to be using for everything. I mean, yeah, if you do go into the back of them, or they come into you, whatever, you're going to get your safety rating down a little bit. But as you were saying earlier, you just set the AI to a lower difficulty, you go round, and you get that safety rating up. You do a 20-minute race starting from the back, and you pass everybody, and you get nice and close to them, and you make it nice and safe. It's going to be, that'll be up in no time. Hold on, I will bring it down in a minute. If you're running laps as fast or better than you, it's a challenge, and that's the point, yeah. Absolutely. You know, if they're on your pace or quicker, that's what it's all about. I don't know why I can't get any grip around that corner. You know, you're trying to improve, so you've got to set a challenge. So even if you set it like, okay, so this week I'm going to do a single player race every day, I'm going to do a half an hour race every day, and the AI are going to be on 90 or 85 or 86, whichever it may be, and I'm going to do half an hour. I'm going to do half an hour practice, and then I'm going to do half an hour race. Your practice is your hot lap session to get your eye in, and then you find out where you are. Okay, so you qualify, we'll say, lower third of the grid, the lower quarter of the grid. All your aim is, it's not about going forward, it's not about going backwards, just keep up with the car ahead. And then come the end of the week, you'll probably be qualified in the top quarter of the grid. That's the best way to practice. Is just set yourself that challenge and go for it. Consistency I would put at the top of the list. You can't be quick in a race for one lap, because you'll just go nowhere. You'll end up going backwards. Have you tried racing in changeable conditions? We did a race in medium rain the other day. I wouldn't say changeable, it was just in the rain, but no, I haven't done any like from dry to wet racing, either offline or streamed or made a video on. I haven't done any of that. I'm not worried about consistency with the sanitized, and you know, but that consistency that you're talking about there, Snoodles. So you found a comfortable pace. It's now just a case of, you know, moving one of the braking zones back 10 meters. You know, pushing the car, trying to carry another couple of kilometers through a corner. Yeah, that. So you'll plateau at a pace, but it's when you start pushing. It's like just being able to come down the gearbox quicker will shorten your braking distances. Being able to hit that 50% brake pedal as you turn into a corner will mean that you'll carry more speed into it, You know, it's just having that muscle memory to, especially with your braking, to be able to just constantly hit it. And once you get that, and you can go, right, there's 50%, and carry that into the corner, and effectively just trail brake whenever you kind of want to, without thinking, oh, is that enough, isn't that enough? You know that that's enough. Then you'll just start finding time. That is literally just about just practice putting the time into just focusing on one thing at a time. Though it's not like I want to be quick, I've got to do everything all at once. It's like, you know, jot down your sector times of your best lap and then just focus on the first sector, and then just try and get that one sector. It doesn't matter about the second and third, you know, or even record your first sector and just be critical of it. Like, am I coming off the brake and rolling it into the corner? Okay, well, I want to be on the brake until the corner. Be working on it, power training, trying to get better. Yes, as I say, well, back end just went, nope, no more grip there. Brake, alright, let's go back, be working on it. Getting better at it, yeah, just keep at it. Like I was saying, first thing you do when you get in your rig should be get on the brake pedal and just do 50% off, 50% off, 75% off, 50% off, and just go through that range until it's like you just get into the rig one day and you go, right, I want 50%, and it's bam, there it is. I want 75%, bang, there it is. It's like, okay, I've got it dialed in now. And that's where your time comes in. I think and this track is not the easiest for reading chat with. It's like just relentless corner after corner. Okay, so which is more important, trail brake or straight line braking? Is one quicker than the other? It's totally dependent on the corner. There is no, like here, I can just go straight in and I can come off the brake and then swing it in, or I can carry the brake all the way to the apex. It's just whatever works. It's like here, like you're on the brakes a lot longer than you would be braking in a straight line. Sometimes you angle the car at the corner and then start braking. That's wide again. Depending on the corner type. Some corners you'll need to carry the brakes into, like this one you can carry the brakes quite far in. Whereas others, like the one where you're turning up the hill and hitting the curb, you don't want to be anywhere near the brakes when you're going around that. And it's how the car reacts as well. It's like sometimes, like this game is great at telling you when you've gone into a corner too quick. As soon as you've gone in too quick, the back end just slides around. It's just finding the limit of how much speed you can carry into it without losing the back end. My lap times are... lap times are getting faster, but it's race pace. I like to be comfortable, less I'm trying to overtake. Oh, there is always a difference between your... So it's like, you know, there's a reason they call it a push lap. You know, because your push lap is go as fast as you can, but in the race, it's like just find a comfortable pace, and then, you know, go with it. You know, if you're doing your hot lap pace in a race and you are on that limit, you're almost guaranteed to falter at one point and come off. I mean, just like, I know I've done it, I'll come off. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm pushing, but I've still made mistakes, and I'm not particularly going to my full qualifying potential. Big slide. We're just trying to keep a decent pace. Wouldn't necessarily say it's the quickest. I'm hoping that we're not the slowest on track, because that would be upsetting. But it is definitely, racing is definitely driving with it a little bit like within the limits of what you can do. Qualifying, you want to kind of be at the limit. I mean, and sometimes you even like surprise yourself. Like, I'm sure we've all done it, where we've gone into a corner and we've gone, oh my god, I braked far too late for that. All of a sudden the car pulls up and you're around the corner and you've just found yourself 2-3 tenths just in a braking zone. You know. Carl, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the stream, mate. You're having a good day. See, I find like trial braking is all about the speed that you kind of taken into the corner. So like T1 here, for a like hairpin, it's fairly quick. You can carry a lot of speed into it, so you trail brake into it, whereas Monza, where it's like a 90, you'd just be braking in a straight line, off the brakes, turning, because you want to maximise that grip. You want the tyre to be doing nothing but gripping the track and turning you around because it's so tight. But when you can carry the speed into the apex, then trail braking definitely comes into play. What else have I got? Nothing through the S's, come on. We're slowly gaining on these cars in front. They're like 11 seconds in front of us after the pit stop. Bit of an additional downshift. We all make mistakes regardless of pace. It just happens sometimes. Absolutely. I mean, and sometimes it's like completely unexpected. Like, I lost the back end. We went into the barrier. It's like, well, I don't remember that happening on the last lap. I don't think I changed anything, but obviously something changed. What do I think about the new DLC coming for PC? The Americans, do you think Kunos are neglecting the console communities? No, absolutely not. I think if they've been modelled and everything is integrated for V1.18, I don't see why they should have to do it for the consoles straight away until we get that version. As long as we get that version, and then it's not long behind. Depends on how much they've got to adjust. It's not just a port over. ACC on the consoles is its own game. It has its own separate code. You know, yeah, it has the same name, but the game language is completely different to that of the PC. You just got to look at the original Assetto Corsa and how bad of a port that was when it was just a carbon copy of what was on the PC. It was nowhere near. At least this is somewhat relative. I think we'll get it. I mean, what is it? I saw a picture on Twitter today about the leaked tracks that are meant to be in the Americas DLC. I think there was about 6 tracks there. That's it. I find you can enter the same corner, same speed, and 1 out of 10 times it just feels different. Yeah. And you lose the back end or something. Yeah, and it's especially when you're like pushing. It's like the hot lap challenge. My days, it's like I know what I need to do to get a quicker time, but every single time you approach that corner, I was doing something different. Just trying to carry too much speed through it. Just yeah. So it's just finding what works and being able to go, oh, you know what, actually I can carry a bit more speed through there, or I can change the line I'm taking through there, because you know, if I went out wider or turned in later, I'd straighten the exit up, and that just means I can get on the power earlier and I can carry more speed. Yeah. I might actually have a few cars to race for the last 5 minutes. As long as I don't finish last, we'll be okay, I think. But it's like the AI can vary on different tracks. Like yesterday at Zandvoort, that was 98. And we were comfortably running P1's pace. Whoa, looking at chat, looking at chat, looking at chat. Don't hit the barriers that are being barricaded. Oh, the data went green then and everything. Oh my days, come on. We've got to get better at this. Got to get better at reading. Or just finding the right times to read. Definitely got to get better at multitasking and driving at pace. And the only way to do that is just by doing it. So what have you learned from the AI so aggressive and not competing if you're just racing to the finish? I wouldn't say I'm not competing. I mean, I'm still on the track. I'm not competing for the top spots, but I never expected to be. I think, what have I learned? Well, if you go wide on a corner and you see him dive down the inside, just give him the space. You know, for the first, up until then, we were pretty much holding our own in that little group. We probably could have moved forward a little bit more. Probably could have had a bit more fighting. Would have had, yeah. It's just I went wide here and then tried to cut in and take my normal line, and he was there already. Which is fair enough. I keep missing that corner. Right, we got 4 minutes. To catch this group in front. I mean, you can tell I haven't been pushing hard. Look at the tyre temps. Go, go, go. Big wobble. just threw it in there with too much speed. And I'm only one track warning limit away. It's all about finishing the race. You know, whether I'm at the back of the field or not, I've done enough. I mean, what, 4.8 seconds off the back. The leaders are what, 30 seconds behind me, so I'm still on the lead lap. I mean, we've got what, 1 minute 50 laps. They've probably got 2 more laps to go. Say he was centering himself. It's a shame we got punted. Yeah, it's definitely. This is just about finding where my pace is. You know, if I put this on 95% and started at the back, we probably would have moved through the field a bit more. I mean, we still may have been hit and put at the back, but we probably would have been able to close them up a bit quicker. Probably would have been a better, more of an exciting race, a better watch. Tokyo Drift, you know, but this is, you know, what do I need to do to improve? Can I race at my current pace at 100% AI? And that answer is sort of. I sort of can. We were doing fine up until the pit stops. Please don't give me a warning. Alright, last one. You know, we were holding our own there in P15 after we started last. We kept ourselves out of trouble on the first lap. That's a big win. You know, having the kind of awareness of what's going on around you, what's going on in front of you. You know, we slotted into our pace and then we got turned round. Red Kent, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Danielson, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Hope you both had a good day. Just been going on a little bit. What have I missed? So I'll recap. So we started at the back. We got ourselves up to P17 on the end of the first lap. 27 cars were in the field. We then made up 2 places over the next couple of laps, and then we got spun round by a Honda, and then we've been catching. We caught back up to the back of this group of 2 cars in front of us before the pit stops. We decided to stay out another couple of laps. I ended up losing it, put it into the barrier, lost a load of time, ended up out of the pits about 12 seconds behind this group. So we've been chasing them down, and we've just pretty much just kind of been chasing them down, but just getting to the end, really. I'll catch you hopefully once we've finished. So I've got 1 more lap to go, and then once I've done this lap I'll catch up with the chat. So let's see if we can't put in at least our personal best. But yeah, it didn't go all the time. We got tapped here and went round. And that kind of ended our race, but we didn't get any damage. The damage that we did get, I caused myself by just stepping the back end out too much and driving straight on into the barrier in the pit window, so pretty crucial time where we didn't want to lose any time. But we ended up losing a massive handful. That's too early turning in there. We're on our third warning, so got to be careful around here. I think pace-wise, we were good enough to be midfield, but just kind of got into a rhythm.
Good job, mate. You did your best.
It's like that. It's like we started last. We got ourselves up to P15. We've just got ourselves like what was it, 17 bonus points just for finishing. Just for finishing the race, 17 bonus points. I spent most of that race just driving around as one. Even I can win from the back on night hours girl. Oh, down for work. How are you? Don't reckon. Sorry, Mr. Mate. Don't worry. All good. Chat reading kills another race. Yeah, it is. It is tough. Why choose difficult tracks? Why pick easy tracks? Don't. It's one of those. You know, you pick tracks that you're comfortable with. I mean, Hungaroring is relentless with the way it's laid out. But I mean, what would you say is an easy track? The tracks are only easy if you've done them enough times. You know, when you're learning a new track, you don't have to like 3 laps go, easy track this. So, yeah, it's all pretty, they're all pretty tough. So, did I set my fastest lap on the last one? 15. Yeah, 1:45.9. See, we were like in the 1:46s, 1:47s. So we had the pace to go quicker. We have got one more to do. Alton Park, which I'm not going to lie to you all, is probably going to go worse than Hungaroring did. In the practice sessions that I did before, at Hungaroring I did 5th, and at Alton Park I did 13th. So I've got some things just to set up. Set up first. Yeah, liking of the stream is much appreciated. It would be great if you could. Actually, this one's going to be more brutal than the last one, but we'll just get into it. I've got to change a few settings first also. Shouldn't take too long though. Setup. Now I'm just going to go with that hot lap setup. I'll have to do tyres 26. Just so I don't have to worry about it while we're going round and have to spend time doing 25.8. So yeah, this is going to be harder than the other one. I'm probably around a second and a half off the pace, but we'll see how we get on. Fuel's at 60. I might add here just 20 litres. Don't know the temperature of the track, but I think these are okay. If not, we can adjust them on the fly. Just one more setting, and then we'll get into it. I was going to set them all up, so it's like steering lock for each car, but I ran out of presets, so I just do it manually now. Here we are then. So we're in the Bentley. We're at Alton Park. This is another tight track. And we're just going to see how we get on. Up at 5 tomorrow. Oof, that's a rough one. Well, enjoy your evening, Kev, and if I don't speak to you in the week for some more racing either at Zandvoort or Spa, then I'll speak to you Sunday for the racing at Zandvoort and Spa. Favourite tracks, Noodles, is that Zandvoort or Spa? Right. Cold tyres. Didn't expect him to rate there. Oh well. That's what you get for not practicing start. Only did half an hour of practice. Ungaro Ringo did a start. Well, it's all kicking off in the front. Oh, he's held it though. Can't see. My gosh. Don't realise how thin it is when you're hot lapping
Clear on the right.
compared to when there's a whole field of cars there and you want to go 2x2 around everything.
Clear on the right. Car on the right. Clear on the right. Got light damage to the rear.
So, they're just off my first lap. Can you tell which one I practiced the most at? I'll let you answer in the chat and see if you can guess which one I put the most practice into for tonight's stream. But not last. Damage at the front. But we'll settle into it. We'll settle in. We'll go get it done.
Yellow flag there. Watch out.
What in the world was that? That was nuts. I've just got to come in and repair the just come in and get all this damage repaired then. What was he doing? Just drove straight. That was a legit multiplayer move. That was. I did that the other day to Redken. I'm not going to lie. I couldn't see. My screen was smashed, but I just drove straight back onto the track, thinking that it was all good. Oh, that was brutal. No two ways about it. I did get on the brakes, but yeah, nothing we could do about it. Nothing at all. So these are the leaders coming around now. We're already a lap down. So, what do you reckon? We're a lap in. We're a lap down. Do we do a little cheeky restart and try again, or do we just drive round and see what happens? What do you reckon? Try it again. Brandon has spoken. We are doing the restart. I think it's fair. Right, so this time,
Going double file.
note to myself, let's not be so aggressive into the first corner. Yeah, a free one. No more though. You only get one per stream, is it? This is going to be tough. Oh, let me set that up. It's mad. It's weird when you start at the back how quickly the green lights come on when you get around the final corner because of how long the pack is.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Green, green,
On
green.
the left. Clear on the left.
Pick a little gap. Pick a little gap. Let me in. Let me in. Okay. Already better than last time. I want to get in here so that no one can come around on us. Around the out. Well, if we got stuck on the outside, we would have just left it open. Oh, there's two off. Don't just drive straight back on the track. I thought they were just going to full speed me then. I haven't raced Dalton Park for probably about 2 weeks. So I was doing 35, low 35s in practice, and they were doing, there's another one off, and they were doing 134s, so wow, that was close. I don't think I could have pressed the brake pedal any harder then. Press it harder and I'm sure you'll stop quicker. I'm sure that's how it works when it's already at max at 100%. My days, they're keeping me on my toes, tell you that. That definitely keeps me on my toes. So which would you say is the hardest part? Hardest part when changing tracks? As long as you know the track you're going to, no harder, there's no hardship in changing tracks. As long as you know it. You know. Obviously I would say it's harder to jump from car to car, especially when they're so different. So like we've gone from this light, nimble McLaren to this heavy front engine rear wheel drive Bentley, so everything's changed, but it is just a car that I am kind of used to at this track. So I think hopping from track to track, as long as you kind of know it. I mean, I wish I knew it a bit better than I did, because at the minute I am slow. And I'm slow everywhere, so I think for learning everything, the Bentley is great. It's really forgiving. It's quick. You get good feel with what it's doing. You kind of get yourself into it. It's great, and round here it's good. I tried the Porsche around here for a little bit and did about 3 laps and was like, that is not the car for that track. It's very stable, does everything you want it to do. Have you seen the 10-minute challenge 7 right at the back of the... yeah, I have seen it, but you're talking esports level. you know, I've done this to see where I am, not because I've seen someone go, oh, I'm going to do this. Like, if I wanted to do that and do, oh, I've got, I braked, saw him coming, and then got off the brakes. He spooked me.
Clear on the right.
Not fun. The rear view mirror is not great in this game. This is a 2018 Bentley. So if I go back to what the James Bouldering challenge, if that was something I was going to do and I was going to stream it, believe me, that is all I would do for a week before I then came on stream. That is all I would practice for a solid week. Right, AI 100, Imola. I'll get the AMG out because that's the car I'm quickest in, and that is all I'm going to practice this week. I'm going to do nothing else. And then when it comes to the time of streaming it, or I'd make a video on it and literally sit there until I get a third, a second. You know, it's one of those. Like that Zandvoort video I did the other day. I can honestly say, like, I thought, yeah, Zandvoort, I'll get back from work, I'll do that, I'll be done by 3. Can edit and get it out, you know, for yesterday evening. Nope. I did countless tries at trying to get it where that's like where I didn't go off, or I didn't drive into the back of someone, or someone didn't hit me. Just took ages. But I think the race that I did manage to finish was probably one of the best ones. Best ones that I did, like for the overtakes and bit of hunting, bit of chasing. You know, it was good fun. Why not disable the rear view mirror? Because that's the only reference I have to where people are on track. That is in my peripheral vision. I can see it at all times. And then when they are close enough, or when they leave that, they go onto the radar, which is still in my kind of, it's more centered on my vision, but I can still see it while I'm looking forward, because what I don't want to do is start looking back. Because as soon as you start paying too much attention to that rear view mirror, you will just head backwards. A little bit like I'm doing here, to be fair, falling off the pace, but we're like 2 seconds off what we can do though, that's the annoying thing. So I've got to do something. That's that. I tried it, but with AI 20, got 10th, then got binned off. Is that the Imola, or is that at Zandvoort? Noodles is just falling. I need to get into the 36s at least. Imola 100 skill and aggression. I've not done off yet. I mean, I did think about Imola tonight, but I was like, I've done Imola so much recently. Yeah, I've done the hot lap challenge, I've we had the race there on Sunday. Done Imola a little bit to death at the minute. So I was like, oh, we'll do Hungaroring because I haven't really done that, but I have done it kind of offline, you call it. And Alton Park because I haven't done it in a while and it's a fun little track. So they're doing 135 fours now, and I'm doing 136 fours. 35 fours like a quick lap for me round here. Can you carry speed into the chicane? I mean, if they're doing 135s, you can pretty much carry more speed everywhere. It'd help if I didn't hit the limiter. And how much is too much speed? Too much speed is if you can't keep it on the black stuff. You know, I know a lot of it is just being able to, like, I don't look at the speed, I couldn't tell you the speed I carry into any corner. It's just all about the information being fed back to me. Like, I'm not like, oh, last lap I carried an extra 3 miles an hour into this corner. It's like, that's not how I gauge things. It's all about the feel I've got, what I can see. You know, it's all that sort of things that on the second bit of the chicane you can cut. Whenever I tend to cut it, it just bounces me out.
There's a dive to the car in front in sector 3. Well done, mate. Personal best.
PB. Like, if we put in like a decent lap, then it'll all be then our pace will be fine. But when I put my mind to it and get after it, slow right there because I wasn't expecting to turn in so early, but wasn't invalidated. It's like sector 3, sector 1 I'm quite comfortable with. I just need to put more time. Sector 3 I lose it all. Yeah, we're going to leave it as 50% chance of rain, or 50% variability. All the sessions that I've ran on there, under that setting, it hasn't changed. Or I could just make it a wet race. One of them.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Yellow flag. Yeah, so, but I've left it at 50% variability and done about 4 sessions. And each one has been bone dry. That's in a private lobby and in single player. So on Sunday it may rain, it may not. It will start dry and it may start raining as the race goes on. Which will then enforce a pit stop for everyone, unless they want to risk it and stay out on the slicks for as long as they can. So, you can shake things up a little bit. Maybe run the first few dry, so I just don't have experience in the tracks. I mean, if you like, there's no point doing a pit stop because of the race length, but if it rains, then the track will be dry for a while before everybody comes in, and then it just changes the entire complexion of the race. So it's not necessarily, it's going to be how people adapt to the wet conditions, as opposed to, oh, I've come in for a pit start because I have to, I've gone back out and I'm still hitting my dry times. So it's like, it can start raining, you can still be decent. If it rains heavy, then everything changes. I mean, I don't really mind whether we do wet races, dry races. You know, we've got it's there to be used. And if you want to practice throttle control, just go racing in the wet. Turn the TC down a little bit. Just load the bog standard wet setup. Turn the TC down 2 clicks, and then just go out and enjoy the wet weather racing. When me and Kev did it the other night, and that was really good fun in the wet. We did medium rain preset, so the track was pretty damp at Zandvoort, shall we say. Bit of grass in the braking zone, love that. So yeah, I think out of the courses that we've done tonight, I definitely need more practice on Alton Park. But then lapping in the 135s, it's okay, but just not quick enough to be gaining. Oh, are they 5.2? No, don't have full confidence in the track, in the car. Like, not sure how much I can get away with. Yeah, there should be. It's exactly the same settings as the last one. Driver swap, refuel. Tyre change. 10-minute pit window at 35 minutes, so it comes up on. Oh, I hit the limiter. Come on. And so what do I need to get down to start reeling these guys in? Anything below a 35.8? Preferably quicker than a 35.7 though. Got a bit of understeer there. I'm so used to driving cars that just rev out. This Bentley doesn't rev high enough for me anymore. I think this is the first time I've done this track since changing the FOV as well. Doesn't need to be in first for this. Oh, big hit of the curb. There's like, if I would have done this on Imola, would I have been better off? I mean, that depends on where or how easily it was to get past people, because if I've got good pace and can't get past anyone, or there's like two overtaking spots, then so slow on the power out of there. Love the Porsche Zandvoort. The only reason I drove it is because when we were racing on Sunday, it was like, oh, what car shall I use? And I think it was Snoodles, just shouted out Porsche. I think it was Snoodles. Drove the Porsche. So I was like, alright, I'm going to give it a go. Loved it. It's tricky, especially on the downhill right sweeping bend. If you get that wrong, the back end comes round, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Tricky car, but it's set up well. I think we were doing low 36s. I don't think I've done a 35 yet, but that'll come in time, I'm sure. Just as we do more laps around there, we can get it done. Yeah, I like the Porsche at Zandvoort. Didn't like the Porsche around here though. I thought about using the Porsche here as well, but I just couldn't get to grips with it. Not in the amount of time I had before. I was like, I've got to pick something that I can at least drive consistently, and the Porsche would have just been too inconsistent. Yellow flag, love to see it. Oh, someone's in the pits. Someone's retired.
Gaining on the car ahead is up to 3.
That's late. We'll just throw it in and see what happens. Yeah, how can I be gaining on the car in sector 3, man? They're just pulling like a second away from me. Last time I looked. It was 5, now it's 6. Would you choose it over the Mac? I mean, it's all circuit dependent. Like, I'd choose the AMG Merc over the Mac at Imola. I've lapped faster in the Porsche than I did in the Mac at Zandvoort, so I'd probably choose the Porsche over the Mac at Zandvoort. I don't know what car to use for Spa yet on Sunday, so I've got to do a bit of testing. I might try the BMW M4 again, see what that's like. Might try the Lamborghini out. You know, all the cars have their subtle differences, but I might even try the Ferrari 488 Evo. Just for something different. I haven't really driven that anywhere yet. Yeah, 488 Evo. Because that's meant to be a bit of an animal once you can tame it. So it'll just be a case of having a look through a few setups, giving them a quick go. I think in the Mac, what were we doing? Like 219s in the Mac. I'll have to go and check the my best lap times and what car they were setting. Yeah, because it's very. I mean, people go, "Oh, you should just drive one car and get used to it." It's like that, yeah. But try them all to find which one you want to get used to. You know, find one that out the box just clicks with you, and then use that one. And each car's going to have its strengths and weaknesses at each track, so once you're kind of comfortable with how each car drives, then you're laughing. But yeah, don't just be like, first car I picked was the McLaren, and that's the only car I've used. You just don't know what you're missing out on. Like the McLaren is, it feels light, it feels dirty. But then you'll have other cars that would feel the same, that you're just naturally quicker in. You know, give a car a week. You know. I must have done. Well, I've used the Porsche since Monday at Zandvoort, and I've been on it pretty much every night, going around Zandvoort in the Porsche. Obviously I did a load of races yesterday. It's only today that I haven't, but I've still driven the Porsche today. And just being able to jump from one car to another, it just opens the game up. So the car choice is, you know, limited because it is just the GT series, but there's still a decent amount. So I've driven the Audi at Laguna Seca, this at Alton Park, the McLaren pretty much everywhere else. I've driven the M4, driven the M6. What else have I had to go in? The Bentley here around at Zolder. Are there any more? The Aston Martin, driven that. You know, I've tried a good amount of cars, and it's just like, okay, so for like Imola, the McLaren, you know, it's okay. I did 143s in the McLaren, but now I've put all that time into the Mercedes, I'm now down into like the 141s, so obviously I'm going to go from jumping the Mercedes every time we go to Imola. Zandvoort, I did 137s in the McLaren, in the Porsche I did a 136, I'm going to go to the Porsche. Whatever car feels best for you on that track. Porsche on this track is meant to be unbeatable, but I'll just start braking.
You've got some light damage on the front.
I forgot that straight had a massive kink into it.
The
The Porsche on this track is meant to be unbeatable if you can keep it in line. Yeah, I tried and could not. I tried it earlier, definitely couldn't keep it in line. How long have we got left of this pit window? 5 minutes. Let's just go in. 45 litres, is that enough? Oh, we'll just throw 50 in. Oh, how much damage? There you go. Do you think Sony should open ACC to an esports competition? If they did, would you join it? No, I would. You know, just not. You have to be on another level to do esports. Like Jardia's esport level, all the people he races with the esports level. If there's only like 20 people on the grid,
Mandatory stop is not clear. Come on, go.
it's. I'm not there. I'm not at that level. I'll never be at that level. Never be there.
Fast car is approaching. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I'll never be there. It's like league racing. Oops.
Fast car is approaching. Watch out.
Go on then. It's like league racing. You know, the Alternative Racing League was the first. I've gone wide here as well. Concentrate on the road. That's the car behind me. A bit worried. One, 27, 16.
Faster car coming up behind you.
Yeah, he's miles away. It was the first league that I joined. And you know, I was on Gran Turismo, but I'd probably like to join a league for this. But it's just the time at the minute. Just like the work schedule and just not allowing me to. And like just getting back into it. It's like when GT7 came out, that's when I started getting back into, you know, sim racing as such. So I got a new wheel that was compatible with the PS5, and you know, I'd already bought this on the PS4, hoping for big things, and it just was unplayable on the PS4. So I just didn't bother. And then when the PS5 came out, I was like, surely it'll be better on there, and it wasn't. You know, some people could just deal with it, but I couldn't. Not in the slightest. But you know, if I was going to go and do like leagues and everything, just the amount of options you've got on PC, you know, to actually find people of your pace and get into decent races and things, I think, you know, it's quite limited on the player base is a lot more limited on the PlayStation 5, so if I was going to do it, that's where I'd do it. And to do that, I need to save me a lot of money, and then it opens the door to a whole lot of other things as well if I wanted to go down that route. I'd like to say by this time next year I'd have a PC and be racing on both. But then I've been saying I want a new PC for the last 2 years, so every time I get close to being able to get one, something comes up. Or something just has a higher priority. Like getting a new wheel for the PlayStation is more of a priority than getting a PC, so that's where the money went.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
What do you think the player base is so small on console compared to PC? Because this is like the first proper kind of as close to, well, I'd say this is the best portrayal of a sim racing game on console to date. So everybody that was on console and was like, you know, Project Cars tried to do it, Project Cars 2, you know, tried a bit more to do it. Then you had Assetto Corsa that was on the PC that was just amazing. So everybody, and PCs weren't that expensive. Then I think I bought my PC for Assetto Corsa Competizione, not Assetto Corsa Competizione, just the normal Assetto Corsa, and that cost me about 600 quid, and it ran it fine. And you know, on the original Assetto Corsa, you had all the modding community that was doing everything for it. So you were getting new tracks from the modding community, you were getting new cars, you were getting different little apps for everything. You know, that's where the radar comes from in this. You know, there was a radar built by one of the modders called Heli Corsa, and you know, Kunos liked it so much that they approached him to, you know, make their own version of it. So that's why you get the little radar in the middle. It was originally a mod on the Assetto Corsa. But and you know, it opens a door. It's like you get a PC, you are not limited. The only thing that's limiting you is your hardware. So if I wanted to run triple screens, PC would do it, which I've kind of got the space for, and that would be pretty epic. Yeah, it doesn't have to be massive screens. Just like I play on a 27-inch monitor, just another two of them, slap them either side. Bang. Better visibility. You know, the amount of stuff that you can get. Like you can get your button boxes. You can get your programmable LEDs for flags and gears and dirt and everything else. You know. So when the kind of sim racing took off, everybody kind of jumped over to PC because that's where, you know, that's where everything you could ever want was. So of course it didn't come out on console for ages, and when it did, it was very poorly done compared to it. When do I think would bring more players to the console version? I think it's too late. I think it is too late, and you know, who plays console at a desk? You know, I remember my first wheel and pedals. My G27 was clamped to the desk. My pedals were butted up against like a wall in the conservatory. And I raced there on an office chair. You know, who plays their console in an office chair on an office desk? And that's the reason why it's like, okay, so yeah, you can get yourself a wheel. So you bought your PlayStation 5, 600 quid. You bought yourself a wheel, 300-400 quid. You know, you bought yourself a chair or a rig or something. It racks up at how expensive it is, and it's like, for, I would say the majority of console players are just oh, I've got a couple of hours, I'll jump on. And it's like, when you've got to then, I've got to pull the rig out, I've got to set the seat up. You committed to at least 2-3 hours of your time, you know, just to get on and play. And you know, I'm quite fortunate that I have all of my stuff set up in my front room. I've got a GT Omega ancient rig that's static, nothing moves. Every time I jump in it, everything's in the same place. I tell you, if I had to pull this out of a cupboard or unfold something and set it up, and it'd do my head in and I'd go off it. You know, the only reason that I stuck with it at a desk was because the pedals were up against the wall, so we're always in the same place, and I'd mark the desk where the wheel went. So whenever I jumped back on, I'd line the wheel up to where my marks were. Pedals would go up against the wall.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Why have you just driven into the back of me? Was there not enough room to the right of me? So everything was set up, and I've always played on like smaller monitors, so it didn't really that's the only reason, and it was literally 2 clamps. I think I just left the pedals under the desk. It was just two clamps, and then I just put it to the side behind the monitor if I needed the PC for any kind of, you know, normal PC work. And yeah, if I wasn't planning on doing that, I'd just leave everything set up and I'd be back on it the next day. I could play this on PC, but I like racing with you guys. Yeah, that's why I say I'd like to do both. Like to do both. It depends on, like, you know, it becomes a point of like in my head, it'd be all my serious racing is on the PC, where I have like my main Assetto Corsa account. You know, I do my league races on there. It's, you know, as the game's been designed to run, you're getting all the latest stuff that you need, so you can keep up with everything there. And then, like, when you just want you casual, just come on and play with your mates type thing, this is where the console is great for. But you know, it's only through kind of the community that we all race with now. Like, my mate, one of my friends is getting a wheel. He's got his rig and his wheels being delivered tomorrow. But it's like, that's the only kind of one that takes it seriously enough to invest the money and the time. So a lot of the time we work like opposite shifts, so it's only the weekends when we really kind of get on and get into it, and you know, it's private lobbies or we're going online. Now that he's got a wheel, we'll probably venture into the online lobbies a bit more. But when there's just like 2 of you and you're hot lapping and you're just pitching yourself up against each other, I'd much rather be able to fill the lobbies with AI. I think that's been massively, that's a big miss. You know, for a console kind of game, I'd like the ability to add AI into your private lobbies. I think that's a huge miss, because if like we could get, say there was 7 of us racing on Sundays, and we could add another 7 AI cars, make the grid up to 14, you know, at an AI level that, you know, suits everybody. You know, so you find out, okay, so, and that would take time to figure out, but once you'd figured it out, so we'll say, oh, AI 92, say, or AI 89.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out.
You know, that's therefore everybody gets the learning from it. It's like sometimes we can get pretty spread out in a 20-minute race, and there'll be some people kind of in the no man's land with nobody. There'll be some of you battling, like I know Brandon and Salty Dan had a had a massive battle at Kalami. You know, but if you could get that against humans and the AIs.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Faster car approaching.
Then that'd be fun, and you can do it in almost any. Lost the back end. That's the biggest miss that I find. I spent 4K on a rig, PS5 and PC. Yeah, I mean, the average, you know, 4K is a massive amount of money. Like I priced me and a lad from work who was in the stream earlier, Danielson. We priced up some computers today, and it was still like 1,700. I mean, I'm quite fortunate that I already have the rig, I already have monitors, I already have the wheel. But that's still an obscene amount of money for a hobby. You know, in one off-play. I mean, it's alright to say, like, I don't know, we'll compare it to fishing, or golf. That's a hobby, and you could probably spend around that much, but you kind of build up to that. Like, oh, my collection of clubs or my collection of fishing rods is worth this much.
Clear on the left.
But it's taken me 5 years to get here, type thing.
Faster car is approaching.
So to just outlay that much money just on the PC is a little bit much at the minute. So why do you think it was ported to console? Money.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
And that 505 Studios is their porter.
Faster car coming up behind.
And didn't 505 Studios buy Kunos? Or get a deal to do all the console ports? I would almost guarantee that if it wasn't for 505 Games, we wouldn't have this on console. If you've got a PC, Snoodles, do you do all your... Why do you use Share Factory to upload all your videos and everything?
Clear on the right.
Why don't you use your PC to do that? Don't you think there's a market for console gamers? There's a market, but it's very small. It's a very niche market. I mean, there is a market in everything, but it's like, okay,
Car on the left.
you look at your Call of Duty and Call of Duties and how much hype they get, and then you look at how much hype like Assetto Corsa 2 is gonna get. There'll be like, obviously we'll know about it because we're part of that niche. But it's like, oh, have you heard about Assetto Corsa 2? It's like, what's that? But you can even with this, oh, what game you playing? It's like at work. It's like, oh yeah, I've started, you know, uploading some videos onto YouTube. We're like my racing and stuff. Oh, what game you playing? Oh, it's Assetto Corsa Competizione. What's that? It's like, oh, I was playing Call of Duty the weekend. Oh yeah, which one? I was on Modern Warfare. Oh, I was playing a bit of Warzone. Oh yeah, it's really good. It's that sort of, that barrier there. It's like, sim racing has a, you're either in it or you're not, and the majority of people that are in it have transferred over to PC because of the freedom, the mods, the livery editing, the support you get, you know, the peripherals, just the fact that any wheel you plug into a PC or work, doesn't matter how old it is. I mean, that's why I don't really want to get rid of my T500. If I get another rig, I might as well set up a second one, and then I can have the T500 set up just for, just because I've got the stuff and the space. or I can then,
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
or I can sell this rig that I've got now.
Faster car
And there are a
coming
lot
up
of
behind
cars
you.
coming. I'm just going to edge out slowly.
Light heavy on the left.
I took someone out.
Faster car coming up behind you.
Okay, if you're just going to... Oh, come on. Oops. Like having a keyboard for left and right, so that you can look left and right without having to, you know, again, limitations. Because I couldn't get my PC to pick up audio on these speakers or something. See, I don't have a capture card. Oh,
Faster car is approaching. Watch out.
I was watching some videos about it. I'll have to message you about it. But I just pull all of... I've got a pit in, man. This car is broke. I pull all my videos from the PlayStation
Car on the
and
left.
put them onto a USB and then put them into my PC and then edit them on there.
Clear on the left.
So all the audio and everything's in the file, and it gets broken down, and there's free software to use to do it. I think if anything, no, I don't think it will come to the consoles because it's so niche. It's like,
Come on, let's go.
come on, let's. Oh, I didn't put repair on, did I? Oh no. Oh no, 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 I'm broken. Well, 8 minutes left. I'll just pick next time round. I think with peripherals and everything, they all require a USB to run. I mean, I am maxed out of my USB ports on my PlayStation 5, and I've got my headset, the camera, and my wheel. There is no space for anything else, and the USB-C at the front is used for charging my phone. Yeah, I could do that, but I think I'll get some decent headphones and a splitter to the PC so the capture card can pick up audio. Well, yeah, because I was looking at getting a capture card, and because my headset are Astro A40s and there's no digital out, I need to get like a HDMI link as well, so that I run the HDMI link through, which has then got an optic cable, which then picks the sound up. It's just a massive faff, but I've got to do it.
Faster car is
So
approaching.
just to get all that, it's going to be like 300, no, not 300 quid, about 220 quid, something like that. And then I've got to get it all delivered, set it all up,
Car on the right.
and then it'll be, I've got to get a camera that works on the PC, and
Faster car behind you.
a better camera than just the PlayStation 5 one there. See, I used a user splitter on the PS4, and every now and again it would just drop out. It would just drop the connection out. Headset, yeah, because there's like a chat link cable or something you need for the Elgato do. But I'll yeah, I've looked into it a little bit, because I've got a load of stuff set up for. Like I've already set all the OBS stuff up. I've already set like stream start up, stream end up, that or the main page. So I'm literally just waiting for all that and then connect it all together and just click go. Which will be
Let's go, 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 go.
ideal. But again, it's just the initial outlay of it all. Because I've set all that up through the just through OBS and finding sites where you can get all these things from and that don't harass you for money. So as soon as I get a capture card and I get it all working, then the streams will start looking a little bit different. Absolutely not. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, when I'm putting nearly £90 of fuel in like every few weeks just to get to work, that's not great. What's my view on the dock coming to consoles? Dock? What do you mean? What are my views on the dock coming to console? Don't understand. DLC to this, but it's always going to catch up. It's just when. Well, 220 miles a week is not good as well, especially like as you say with the cost of fuel and everything. There's definitely take a good old wedge out of the happy life budget, doesn't it? I am going back to your question, Brandon. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to when the DLC comes. Shake things up a little bit. New tyre model, so that'll be fun to adjust to. But it's not the first time that we've had to adjust to something changing mid-cycle. You know, I'm looking forward to it because there'll be more setups available for a short period while the console and the PC are running the same effectively software, and they are working to get the cars to handle near enough the same on PC as PS4, 5, sorry. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And then when the Circuit of the Americas come, or the American DLC pack,
Faster cars approaching.
then you know, oh my god, I hate this game. When you go on the grass, it's like ice.
Faster car coming up behind. Watch out.
Then it'll just depend on cost and whether the pack's worth it. You know, if it's like 20 quid for 3 tracks, or however much the 3-track pack was. But I've seen a list and it's about 6 cars. Yeah, it's about 50 quid a week with fuel. Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. Is that you filling up? Yeah. every week. Yeah, definitely just grinds on you though, doesn't it? It's like, no, this used to cost me like £40 a week, and I was happy, I was comfortable with that. I didn't mind that. Well, it used to cost me £30 a week. Like, I remember growing up, and the petrol was like 56p a litre. Oh my days! Didn't realise how good, like, how good that was back in the day. It's like, and now we're on to just like stupid, like nearly £2 a litre. Like, I use the Shell V-Power in mine, and that's like 190 something a litre. And that's ridiculous. £89p. I mean, I'm talking like when I was like young. This guy behind me, is this for position? No, I'm not getting no blue flags. Oh, they must have finished.
Either has finished the race.
Well, okay, buddy. You bought that on yourself, didn't you? I don't have any blue flags. Don't have to let you through. Would I go full electric? Yes. Yes, I would. I stalled. My old car would only take super unleaded, yeah. That's the stuff. I mean, it's like, oh, we're going to introduce E10, so, you know, it's better for the environment, and there's more ethanol in it, and all this, but we're going to guide you in that.
Clear on the right.
I mean, are people just stupid when they finish the race? That's crazy. Been smashed up more times than more times on the last lap than it was. But again, 13 bonus trust points. Wasn't particularly in any kind of fight. The only reason I didn't come last is because the other two were retired. See, it's like, why not go 100? Why not go 100? Because I didn't win? Doesn't bother me. I'm not here to win. I'm here to improve. Don't improve by racing people that are slower than me. So keep going at 100% until you get there. Like in Hungary, I set my fastest lap on my final lap. Maybe not go 100% while I'm streaming, because there's a lot more going on. But there's no need to not go 100% just because I didn't win. Getting hit up. It's like 130, 34, 1. Like my best times are 135.0. There's like an extra second to find around that course somewhere. Just need to go and find it. I mean, too much hassle. I mean, I got bashed off when the race had finished. But during the race, I made more mistakes myself than I did by the computer hitting me, by the AI hitting me. So where is Alton Park? I've done a 134.4. What was that in? In the Bentley. So when I am doing it, when I am on it, it's done. But you've got to kind of get out of the mentality of racing to win. We're all racing to get better. So think of something that you want to improve on. Do you want to get better at overtaking? Yes, run at a lower AI, but run at a higher aggression. Because the move isn't done, you know, until you're able to pull away. So if you overtake in the first section of corners, and then they just on a low aggression, and you just drive off, you want to get it so that they fight back in the next corner, or the corner after. You know, you want to be doing the kind of attacking and defending. So you want to find out where that works for you. If you then just want to improve your consistency and your racing, then find out where the AI are. You want to put yourself mid-pack and try and stay there. That's it. What are you taking a million steps back for with? By doing that, what steps back are you taking? Right. My safety rating's taken a dive. We knew it would. Still above 70. Still better than most. You know, but you look. Consistency is 88. Car control's 90. Racecraft is 96. No. Crashing yourself isn't. But being aware of what's going on around you and then avoiding those crashes. The only reason the AI will crash into you is usually because your car's in the wrong place. Like during the race, the first race, the reason that I got spun out was because I put my car in the wrong place when there was already a car on the inside. The space was there for him to drive into. I came over and he tapped the rear end and spun me out. That's on me. That's not the AI's fault for me leaving the door open. You know, that's what happened. The reason I got spun out so much on the last lap is because their race is done. They're just on the AI's line. They're not racing anymore. They're literally just going around on the train track back to the pits. Like, you look at all the races where all the blue flags were, I'd hold on to my line, I'd come off the throttle and they'd go past me. Once they'd finished though, it's a different story. But if I was quicker at Alton Park, I would have done better. But so I'm happy with my stats. You know, that's one race and I'll get that back up of just farming safety. I mean, 70 is still good enough to get into the majority of lobbies that are online. 40, 50, 60, 50, 70, 70, 50. I can get into any of those lobbies with my 71 safety. Fair enough, my safety was at what? 79 when I started, so I've lost 8 safety rating. But if all you're going to do is focus on your ratings, you're not going to get any better. You're not going to get any quicker. You're not going to improve any. Because if you want, oh, I've got to have over 90 safety rating. Okay, that's fine. But if you then go and start racing with people who are safe, they're usually because they are aware and they are pretty damn quick. So, you know, stats are there to aid in this, in the server list. You know, you could go into an SA80 lobby and the driving standards may not be any better than a lobby that doesn't have any safety rating at all. There is just a better chance that they may be. I mean, I jumped into a lobby with an SA70 at Imola, and the lights went green, and the guy in third pulled straight over and smashed me off the track. Didn't even reach the first corner, and it's like, this is a 70 SA lobby. I get better racing, you know, just going to like these official ones here, and we've done it before, where we've all jumped into the multiplayer lobbies and had decent races, and then you jump into one where everybody's meant to be better off because the ratings say they are, and it's been worse. So yeah, I don't focus on, I like the ratings. Yeah, it's each to their own. It's what you want to work on. It's like if I would have done Imola at 100, a 141.856 is my best lap at Imola in the Merc. Right. So if I were to jump into a practice now, round Imola, and hit my 42s, I would probably be up there on 100%. I'd probably be up there, like top 5, maybe even top 3 at that sort of pace. So if I did the full thing, practice, qualify, race, then it may get to a point where I get out in front, or we have a good battle throughout the race. Then, you know, it's all relative to your person. So I just picked 2 tracks randomly. I got home from work and was like, what shall I do tonight? I was like, I know, I'll do a little stream. And went, what track shall I do? And I sat here, picked the track one, and I was like, done that one to death, done that one not so long ago, haven't done that one in a long time, just did a video on that. Haven't really raced that too much. Spa we've got at the weekend. Bull Ricard I hate. Zolder haven't raced in a long time. Brands Hatch haven't raced at all. Monza can't be bothered. Hungaroring, I did that. Did that not so long ago. That's still quite fresh in my head. Silverstone, meh. Seen a lot of Silverstone recently. Obviously Red Ken did his series against Basic Holly there. Alton Park, oh yeah, been around there a little bit recently. Not too recent. Snetterton, that's just going to be a pain. Donington, I've done a couple of videos on Donington. Mount Panorama, just death. Laguna Seca again, death. Suzuka, haven't really raced, I don't really want to do it. And Kalami we did Sunday. So I was like, out of all of those, just Hungary and Alton Park. But as I say, if it was something that I was going to do a video on, and I was fully focused on it, and I did Imola, it would probably be a different result. But having everyone along for the journey is more fun than just sitting here trying to get that bit. So I mean, I could drop it down to 95 and we could go anywhere, and I think probably for streaming 95 would probably be fairly decent, because I reckon that our pace at Hungary that we did today, 36s, 35s, would probably be perfect. So then we could get the race in, we could still have the chats, have the opinions, have the discussions, and still get a bit of wheel to wheel in there as well. But you know, if you don't try, you don't know. We've tried it. We came at the back in both. So, you know, maybe a year on from now, we'll be at 100%. We'll be chatting and having the discussions and everything, and we'll be smashing these out. You just never know. But until we get there, or until you try, we're just not going to know at all. Sorry, I keep looking here because this is where the chat is. I'm just like conscious now that I'm just staring at chat and not really looking at you guys. But that is going to be it for tonight. I'll work on that as well, but just looking away from you guys. But it is tough. 100% was tough. Would we have been better off at a different track? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we would have gone in there full of confidence. Oh, I've been practicing this for a week. I'm going to absolutely smash this out. We get in there. It doesn't go our way. We leave unhappy. Not hit what we wanted to do. Not the best of moods. You know, setting yourself up to fail type thing. You know, we've done an awful lot of Imola. I think we've all done an awful lot of Imola recently, and I couldn't bear to do an hour race at Imola at 100%, just because I know that that's where I should do well because of the amount of practice we've put into it. But yeah, then the cliff when it doesn't go that way is severe, so we avoided that. So Spa 2:18.7, that's in the McLaren. Not done Imola for a few hours now. Yeah, it feels that way, honestly it does. It's like I go to sleep and that's all I see now when I blink as well. So 2:18.7 at Spa. These are some times for you guys to hit ready for Sunday. So I am going to probably try this out, which I've got as a 2:21. So we'll get that down on par to this. So 2:18.7 for Spa, and Zolder is a 1:29.6. It hasn't counted my Porsche time. Hasn't counted my Porsche time. I'll take a 2:25. We'll if you're about tomorrow evening, we can run through Zandvoort, jump on private lobby and run through it. I know I'll probably be doing the same with Brando a bit earlier in the day, so if you want, just drop me a message on Instagram, Twitter, whichever one, and yeah, we can sort some out. We'll get you into the we'll get you lower 2:23s. That's what I'm saying. You're about tomorrow all day. But as I finish at 1:30, get back home about 2:30, sort myself out, and then just hit that power button, wait for that beep to sound, and then yeah, it's on. But our lap times aren't doing too bad. Not too bad. I don't know why some of them don't register though, it's really annoying. See, we've got 2018 Spa-Francorchamps 2:18, and then we've got a 2:17.6 here in the McLaren at the 2019 one. Just weird. So is there another Zandvoort? 1:37.5. There you go. Porsche 911 GT3R 1:37.5 Zandvoort. I've done 1:36s, I'm sure of it. Bang. Right then, I'm going to call it there because early's tomorrow, so bed is calling. And yeah, as I say, send them a message when you're on, and if Snoodles is on, we could do private lobby and chat everything Zandvoort. Yeah, or we can do Zandvoort and then jump into Spa with Snoodles a bit later. It depends on which one you want to do. But yeah, I will drop you a message when I am all free after I'm back from work and sorted myself out, and we can go and do Zandvoort. That's fine. Noodles, I'll be I'll usually be about this time, 10:30. 8 till about 10:30 is fine. So any time between then we can get on and do a little bit. Obviously it's best to kind of do probably about an hour's worth, and yeah, we'll just go through it all. As I say, drop me a message and we can do it. Definitely have a good evening, what's left of it. Have a good day tomorrow, and yeah, we'll talk tomorrow and we'll do something. And until then, Sunday, we'll yeah, we'll sort something out. We can jump in. We can sort something out, but we'll leave that. We'll sort that out tomorrow at some point. No worries at all. Alright, I am going to be getting myself off. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of the week, and I think I've got a little idea for something to do Saturday, and yeah, it could be quite fun. Might be about 4 or 5 races on Saturday. So keep your ear out, keep your eyes on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll put something out there probably maybe Friday, maybe Saturday morning about a Saturday stream. Alright, take care all, and I will see you Sunday, definitely for races, and yeah, drop me a message tomorrow and we'll go through it all. Have a good night, catch you all later, have a good one, laters.